Alright. So, get rid of all these extra tabs I got here. Alright, so hopefully you can all hear me. So I'm going to go over my own breakdown since the one on BKI is a little iffy. I started watching it, but they have some issues with their connection. So I'm going to just do my own here. So right off the bat from the box, two things I like seeing are there's these shots. There's a shot over this wedge, over the slant to catch a snake runner or someone going to the corner. But then they have a nice shot on the end of the beam, which if you move over a little bit, it's bigger. You know, you're still blocked out. And then you also have a shot on the corner, which you can't see because it's a small Aztec. It's over there, but you have those two shots, so you can shoot deep or close for the snake runner. Over on the D side, you do have a shot over the wing there, the second wing, their side, on the slant to hopefully catch a runner going into the 100. And then you also have a shot where the 300 and the 200 are, in between those, so if they try to go to the 200 off the break. And then obviously if a team's being even more aggressive and going 400, we have the shot there as well. Another thing too is I think doubling up this home is something I definitely want to try, because off the break, shooting literally the very edge of that wing there will catch someone if they're running and gunning out to the tall cake. Because if you just come up and shoot at the home, you're not going to get anybody. They're going to be past your gun. But if you throw your paint right there, they're walking right into it. And then same thing on this side, you can see the top of the can. So if you shoot, you can put a couple balls on the edge of the wing again here, or you can even, someone taller like Aaron can drop it right over the top of that wing. And then something we can try, I don't know if we'll be able to hit it or not. Aaron might be able to because he's taller, but shooting over this first wing and trying to lob it towards the god, I wouldn't stand out this wide and try to shoot it because someone's going to be shooting straight back at you. So these two bunkers here, the can and the cake, might be difficult to play. And time will only tell, you know, we'll see this weekend. But starting D side from this cake, you know, it's not terrible, but it's not great. You know, you can shut down, you know, the wire, but if they're playing deep, you know, they can get past it pretty easily, and you can't see if they make any movement. So if the 100 moves to the 300, you're not going to see that move. You know, obviously you have your mirror. There might be a bounce shot on the 100 into your mirror, but it's so tight. You'd have to play this thing so tight. I don't know if it's even possible. You can play up over the top, but that's dangerous. You know, you might be able to come up real quick, put paint on the home, and then drop back down. Inside, there's jack crap. You know, what is that, snake 2? Yeah. So you can stop them from going to, you know, snake 2, or if they're at snake 2 and they're looking inside, but they have the dominance on you. So if they're getting up, if they're getting up this tape, you know, they're going to shoot you in the pack, and there's not much you can do about it. So this might be okay to come over, like if we start off the box wide, you know, and throw paint back like quick towards the home, slide in, and then get your paint up. down the wire might be good, but you know, you're not doing a whole lot, so you're not stopping any major movements. So, you know, the only major movement you're stopping is if they're at the 300 trying to get to the 400, you know, they can't cross through. But, you know, we'll see. From the 100 though, I wouldn't look inside at all. You have nothing. You can see the snake one, but that's on the outside. So they're not going to be wrapping that because then they're exposed on the tape. So you have nothing on the inside. And standing up tall, you know, you'd be exposing yourself because there's a shot over the wing at the 4, and there's nothing to shoot at. So you can, the only thing you got is you can, if you see the God is right there, you can drop paint if you are staying low. You can drop it over the little W, but at the same time, if you're already here, you know, I would be wrapping this and going. I'm not sure how much the center structure is going to get played, but I'm assuming these wings might get played a bit, so you just have to wrap this, put them in, and then go, and nothing's going to stop you. Unless they're already at snake 2, which hopefully they wouldn't be this early in the game. And then, you know, from here, you know, still wouldn't really look inside. There's nothing to shoot at. You know, that pin is blocking a bit. If they're at snake 3, you can drop paint in, but, you know, what is that over there? You can put pressure. I think that's on the God? Or is that the corner? That's the corner. But his job should be looking down the tape, so it doesn't really matter. From here, I mean, I think if they're in your mirror, put him in. If not, stay low again. Block yourself out from the 100. Wrap this, check off. Again, if they're playing the center structure, we gotta watch. But wrapping, looking at the wing, and then also the home, and going in. This might be something we have to look for, but I would assume that if they're playing at the God, their goal is to get into the snake, and if they're playing the corner, they're watching the tape. So they're probably not going to be crossing looking here, especially if they don't know if you're at the 300. Because if you were smart and you moved from the 100 up to the 300 without exposing yourself, and you're being sneaky at the 300 and not just going ape shit and shooting everywhere, and you know, you're being sneaky, you can cross through here real quick. Now you're here, and I wouldn't, if the home is still in and the home is not looking at you, I wouldn't even be putting paint on him right now. I would just be sneaky again, because you have nothing inside. Sneaky again, getting up here, and start wrapping this thing, dude. This is gonna be huge, I think. It's gonna be a race to this 50 all day long. Who can get up here and start wrapping? Put paint on that home, you know? And you gotta play it smart though, you know? They're gonna, once you expose yourself here, they're gonna come get you. So, you know, you have to be smart. If you have to be aware of where they are in these Doritos. Because if they're only in the 100, then okay. Then you're kind of exposed if you start wrapping to shoot the home, right? Because what's going to happen if you miss that shot on the home? What's the first thing that 100 is going to be doing? And where is that 100 looking? He's looking D-side. He shouldn't be looking inside. But let's say he is looking inside. You miss your shot on the home. First thing he's going to do is yell over to the 100, hey, the 50, you know? And he's going to switch and he's going to shoot you right in the face. So, this might be, oops, sorry, I don't know if you guys saw that. My update thing popped up. So this might be a thing where we can play with drawing guns, you know, taking pressure off the snake a bit, trying to draw guns, or, you know, push even further, you know. you're still blocked out from everything snake side getting in onto their side of the field, unless they're at the snake 3. Which, looking at the snake once we go over there, you shouldn't be able to just go down that tape easy. It's going to be a tough snake. So you get here, and now look, you don't have to worry about anything on the inside shooting you. You know, if they're still at the 100 or the 300, battle with them, you know, out of both sides. You know, make them come get you. But always, once you cross this 50, you should always be wrapping. Because what happens here? You start shooting the inside, trying to shoot the home, and that 100 comes and bunkers you. All that was wasted. So play heads up, shooting here. If they're at the 300 right in front of you, you know, keep the pressure on. This might be a thing where, you know, you might just go bunker this guy. Because if the guy, you know, let me back up. Here's the scenario, right? You're all the way up here, and hopefully your back player is still alive. If your back player is still alive, he should be all the way up, either here or at the 50 as well. So he's right behind you. So then your job is go bunker this guy, so now he's the front, and we didn't lose all that ground. There's no reason, if you're all the way up at that 50 or their side of the field, that Aaron, someone like you, or Alex, Jenna, you're still all the way back here, you know? This Dorito side looks like it's going to be throwing bodies down the field fast and trying to do damage. That being said, this wing, I want to see if we can use it. I don't know the best way. I think the best way to get up there, probably, because you can't just run through the middle, it looks like, because if there's a gun up, you're going to get fucking roasted. So it might be one of those things where maybe you run up this way, as close to this as possible, and then block yourself out from the tower again, and then dive in. I think that's a way we can get in here. And then from here, you know, you can lock down. You can stay here. Or, I think what's even better is, Aaron, you're good at this, and if you're patient, is doing that play where you just bait them. Sit here. Let them take that ground. Let them take it and sit here and wait. And just have your gun ready, because you're so close that you can just pop that gun and he's done. And then from there, you know, now you can start wrapping this thing. Or if there's only, like, let's say there's a 300 and a 100, right? And he moved to the 400, okay. You pop him. So now it's just the 100, and the next body over is the home. So now you put in the 100 and dive over, and the home couldn't stop you. The only shot the home has is right here. And that's kind of a big gap, and you'd have to be laning this knowing that that's what you're going to be doing. So, which he's not going to be doing that. So you can dive probably right under his paint, because he's going to be shooting back there. And then boom, you know, you're the front. You know, that's something to pay attention to. This is also a way to get up to the center structure too. You know, if you're playing this side, you have to be careful though. Like, I don't know how useful the center structure is going to be, because if they're in the snake 2, you're not going to be able to do anything up here. But let's say they're not, and then you get up here. Let's see. I don't know. You know, you can lock down this, but I'm just worried about if we start losing that snake side and they crawl up, you know, you're getting shot in the back. I don't know if I like the center structure that much. I mean, we can obviously try playing it, but I think this wedge is going to be more useful, and then wrapping it and then coming over to the Doritos. This tower, I looked at a little bit on my own. It's not terrible. I mean, you block yourself out from the snake with this wedge, and you can even crouch down too to block yourself out even more. And you can hold the gap from the 100, but it's just, you know, after that, what do? You know, you would have to do a lot from here to go anywhere. To go over to this wedge or go up the middle, you have to make sure that these guys aren't looking inside. You have to make sure the snake's not looking inside, because as soon as you cross over, the snake guy should be looking inside, either at the snake 1 or snake 2, and you're gonna get roasted. And then same thing going this way, those Doritos are gonna be looking inside, so going out isn't gonna be worth it, in my opinion. So I don't think this tower is gonna be played much. Maybe late game, the home might use it to just get up, but definitely not off the break. But if we don't, another option off the break, not using that wing or doubling up the wings, you know, same thing, kind of using this tower to block out and then diving over. The only thing is, I don't know how much use this is going to be, you know, because I'm worried that they're going to get to that brick and pretty fast and start wrapping and shoot you in the back. And there's not much you can do. You know, someone smaller like me or Jordan can play this standing up and shoot down on the snake, but if he's playing tight to the beam, there's nothing you can do. And you know, you can't wrap and shoot those guys, and so I don't think this one's going to be as useful as the Dorito side, but you never know. Coming back to the start box, coming out this way again. Again, like I said, these two bunkers, the cake and the can, might be something we have to, you know, dive out to. But you know, off the break, you do have shots you can put back at the home, and then you can even put them over the brick at the 2, or I guess in this case it's the 1, because there isn't a D corner, so that's going to take some getting used to. So that's the 1. And then from here, you know, once you get into the can, you know, you have your mirror, but what else do you have? You know, there's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, the only thing that I see useful from this can is that gap over the wing, but even then, they're gonna get past that, and then they get to the wing and start wrapping. You can't. You push in this far and you're exposed. So I don't think this can is going to be useful. It might be something to like stop and like I don't know. We'll see. I just don't think it's going to be that useful. This God, I think, is going to be played instead of going into the snake because of how guns up it's going to be. So I think diving into this God is going to be the big thing, and then playing heads up, you know, putting in your mirror, fighting with the corner if they got out to the corner, and then going, because that's all you have to do. All you have to do is put in your mirror or the corner and go. Nothing's going to stop you from getting in, unless, like I said, he really shouldn't be looking inside from the 100 because there's not much. But even if you're staying low, like if you're diving in, which is about this height, you know, he can't shoot over that wedge and hit you. So you should be going right under his paint and then going right in. That being said, I don't know. Yeah, definitely not something you want to do stopping at the nub. There's no reason to. So everyone's going to dive in, I think, and immediately stop at snake 2. But that being said, if there is not a snake corner and they aren't in the snake, you just fucking haul ass. You go. Get as far down as you can. You know, just go. You might want to stop along the way eventually, but like if they're at the god and your back player's doing his job, like let's say Ray, you're at this corner and you're doing your job and you know that they aren't in the snake yet, you should be, don't play the inside and hold the god. Wrap this thing and shoot him this way. Keep him from going. If you can lock him down and so he doesn't move, Bowman can crawl all the way down that tape and shoot him in the back and then shoot everyone else in the back. So like that's a big thing. Like if Bowman can get here quick and Ray, you get to that corner alive, you know, and you guys lock him into the god and send him to go, he can just crawl all the way down and then wrap this, shoot him in the back, literally shoot everyone in the back. Don't pop up on the inside. Wrap this, shoot him in the pack or in the face, whatever way he's looking, you know. All right, 1, he's down, okay. Boom, 100. If not, if the 100's not looking, okay, 200. If the 200's not in, you know, come across, shooting the home, or, you know, you can even come up this way. Ooh, Jesus. Sometimes my mouse likes to, you know, block yourself out maybe, shoot the 300 or the 400, and then, boom, you're here. Shoot the 300. Like that right there is a play. So that's something to look for too. I think it's gonna be hard snake side to get in the snake and be aggressive. But once we're in, if we lock it down, it's very aggressive. Same thing with Doritos. Like I think honestly I want to try off the break, seeing if we can get all the way to the 50 brick off the break. Because I mean, if you think about it, right, the only lane is here. He sees you running, okay, he knows you're at the 100. Oh shit, he's running past the 300. You're blocked out from most things. Like it's very hard. Like he can definitely hit you, but you have things blocking you along the way where his balls have to be really lucky. Like they have to get through all those little tiny gaps in order to hit you. And if you're coming out, you know, you're coming off the box, you know, you're coming this way, out wide, you know, you might even want to come out like so wide that you're using this as a block too, and diving here, like diving up here. That's something I want to try for sure. But I'll go cover that tower over there on the snake in a minute too. But back to the snake side real quick. I think what's going to happen is this can's going to get used off the break, but it's going to just kind of be to put your mirror in, throw paint at the home, and then try to get to this corner. Because, I mean, they're again, I don't know. I think this might be, it might be just 2 guns up at the home, really. I mean, there's some really valuable bunkers that can be taken off the break. Like if we dive in, get to the god alive, great, because there's nothing really laning except for the home, and the home has to hopefully shoot over that wing. So if you're diving in, you're low enough where his paint can't hit you, and he can't start out wide and shoot you either because you just get shot in the face. And as for the corner, like, it's hard shooting that far. We've seen it. You know, Ray, you got bounced a lot last event. I mean, we'll see during practice Saturday how, if you can make it or not. If we can't, okay, then just stop here. And literally, you're just going to put in your mirror if you have one. Bowman keeps his mirror in and go. And that's something you got to communicate. Like, be like, hey, Bowman, am I good to go? Like, and he says yes or no. If he's got his mirror in, you should be good to go. If he doesn't have his mirror in, then no, you gotta wait. But if he can get dominance on his mirror, you don't have to wrap and shoot anyone except, I mean, if he's got his mirror, sorry. The only person you have to put in is your mirror, and you can quickly throw paint at the home too, put them in, and then go. That's it. And then you're here. And like I said, lock down that tape, send Bowman in. You lock that god in place, golden. And then same thing, like I think sending someone aggressive D side, like maybe to off the break to the 50 isn't, you know, the Delta or sorry, the Detroit isn't something that is realistic. That is the Delta, sorry, yeah. But still, getting to this 300 at least off the break is super realistic. And then, you know, one of the home guys bounces out to the cake, puts his mirror, and then bounces out to the 100. I think it's going to be a lot of really quick movements and quick points. Like, it seems kind of defensive and guns up, but I think it's all kind of a facade. I really do. I think it's going to be a lot of put one single person in and go, because there's so much stuff blocked out in the middle because of those wings, and then the 3 pins on the D side block out a lot too. So, you know, I think the 3 bodies are going to be a 300, 2 at the home, so that's 3, 1 at the god, and 1 at the corner or the can, depending, you know, how aggressive we can be with that. Because there's no other gaps really off the break that you need to shoot coming across, you know. Guns up, yeah, okay, cool, gun up towards the 100, you're not going to hit him. Because here's the thing, your paint is here, he hasn't reached the 100 yet, right? And then as soon as you get to your bunker is while he's crossing into 100 and he made it. So literally the only shot you have if he's being too aggressive and tries to go to the 400. So he's in safe, and then there's no shots cross field that are worth it. You can't stop here and shoot the god because the home's laning for you. So that's not an option. So there's no lane coming out to here. And same thing, snake side. You know, okay, cool. Gun up towards the god. He's not there yet. He's in line with you at this wing. And then you can't stop and hold a zone because the home's going to be laning for you. So you can't sit in a pocket with him unless they're not used doubling up this home, which I think a lot of teams should be and will be. If they're not and they're not shooting snake side, then that's, you know, if we see at the box that he's lined up D side, okay, fine. Stop at the pocket, come up, shoot for that god, and then just come to safety. That being said, that's your only shot, and you can't shoot it if there's a home shooting back at you, and there's no shot cross field. You have that over the little nipple to hopefully hit a 100 that's going to be diving, so it's again too high. So I really do think that it's going to be the 2 guns here is all you need. Like, I am a firm believer in having as many guns up as possible, but this layout doesn't seem like it's worth it at all. Because if we get those aggressive bunkers and get there quicker than the other teams and establish ourselves and stop them from being able to be aggressive, then it puts us in a position where, like I said, Bowman could go down that snake, or I or Jordan or whoever else can push to that 50 and start doing a lot of damage. So that's some of the things to look at. I did forget about this tower just because this is going to be like an end of the game thing. No one's going to be going here off the break. There's no way to get here off the break, you know. Even if you were to block yourself out with this, dive over to here, you know, okay, if there's a can looking, you're screwed. And there's nothing here to look at. There's nothing inside. And yeah, cool. You can stop the snake. But again, if they start pushing that D side, you're screwed. So, I mean, it's one of those things that Saturday's a good day to just try stuff and give it a shot. But that's such a long run and such a long, you know, it's just a dangerous move that I don't think is useful. And from the God going up here is dangerous. You got the corner, the 3, I mean the 4 looking at you, the 1 if he's looking inside, 100. So I don't think this is going to get used. This is just to block out more shots. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all I got. And so we'll see on Saturday how it plays out. You know, Saturday is a day to just try playing stuff. So like Saturday is a good day to send someone up to this middle structure, see how it's like, how it is playing. Send someone to this tower, see how it is. Play both of these wings, see how the wings go. I mean, because the only thing I didn't look at is having this guy crossed looking here. But having this guy crossed here doesn't do anything, so, I mean, but again, Saturday we'll try stuff. Remember the bunker names, so this is the 1 or the 5, depending on side of the field. So on, you know, looking this way, it's the 1. If you're on the other side of the field looking, this is the 5. This is the, do I have that wrong? I gotta look at it again. Hold on, I got my phone here. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be a little confusing. That might be something I'd change. The back 5, the back 4, just because this will be confusing, calling the home a 2 sometimes and sometimes a 3. So maybe we'll just call this like, I don't know. Well, I'll talk to you guys in the chat. So that's the only thing. The back bunkers need to change. But 100 is that first Dorito, 200 is the small, 300 is the next one, 400 is the next one, and the brick is the Delta. That's the wing is the Detroit. The tower here is the Dallas. The center structure is the 50, but the D side is 9, and the snake side is 11. Looking this way, on the other side of the field, this side is 9, and this side is 11. This wing is called Seattle. That tower is called Sierra. This Aztec here is the God, and then snake 1, snake 2, snake 3. So, yeah, we'll see how this plays. And like I said, I'll talk to you in the chat about these back 4 bunkers and what we want to do to change the names. So yeah.